for mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio. Is the IE's home for sports. KPWK AM 1350, Riverside, San Bernardino, an iHeartRadio station.
This is Robert Littell from BlackSportsOnline.com, and I'm out here with Fox 1350.
We are Fox Sports.
Yes, we are live in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. Society Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know, the conversation starts and stops here. And, you know, Eternal, it's that time. It's go time. Man, football is back.
Listen, there is no rest for the weary. Great night last night. Started off the season, week 0. And already started off with the Fox Sports Radio Game of the Week last night, and was the Fight for the 15, the annual game. They're trying to build into a rivalry game, which is Etiwanda versus Summit. Coach B, how do you feel about that game last night?
I felt good about it, man. I felt that my performance calling the game on radio was
well, you know, every you know, I'm Batman and you're Robin, so we have to. I mean, you know, you got to have a sidekick. You know, man. So you did good.
Okay, so as we were saying, you know, I was excited about it. I'm just happy high school football is back.
Yes, it is.
Football got moved up 2 weeks this year. So football, there is no time to sit back and wait. So we're
so you're saying you were sweating last night a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, last night, it was a little warm last night.
Yeah, it was definitely a little heat last night. But yeah, we enjoyed it. But without further ado, as you mentioned, it is football time. So as you mentioned, we're already getting the teams in, and we have a very special guest here.
He came back, so you know he was here last year,
right.
So he must. And he helped coach the Inland Valley Classic, so he must like us.
Exactly.
You know?
So he's a guy that's been here quite often. Coach, please do us the courtesy of introducing yourself to the Fox Sports Radio audience.
My name's Jake Neese. I'm the head coach of the Royal Valley.
Before we do that, the Royal Valley. G-Hall, can we get some applause? Can we get some, you know, we got to do something to make it festive. You know, we always get excited here at IE Sportsnet. Last night, Arroyo Valley had their first game of the year. And, Coach, tell me about it. Tell me about the importance of this game and what was going on with it.
I don't even know if I can tell you how important it was. But, yeah, so last year we were on 10. And last night against Bohai, we got our first win of the season. And it's been a long time coming.
So we're going to go 10-0 this year.
My man is he's shaking his head. Yeah, so, I mean, Coach, able to put up 32.
Congratulations.
Yeah, able to put up 32 points in a 32-20 victory. Talk to us about what did you see, and what were some of the bright spots in terms of you guys getting that win last night?
Yeah, so it was one thing that we had to work through was we didn't get to scrimmage this year.
Right.
So last week we were supposed to be scrimmaging Rubidoux. And
the Fires.
The Fires, yeah.
Right.
So even though we won, we had a lot of mistakes that you're supposed to make in scrimmages.
Right.
So we had to get through all that, and Bohai actually did scrimmage. So we were behind. We knew we were going to make mistakes, and I'm just glad we came out on top so we can make those adjustments.
Well, I'll tell you, next year, don't scrimmage next year either, Coach. Maybe that might be be the thing.
Right. Just shake the jitters out on week 1. I mean, week 0 in this particular instance. But, Coach, I mean, what did you see? Well, how about this? During the summer, again, as you said, you went winless. What was it? What were you trying to drive? What was the message you wanted to drive home to your team about starting a brand new season right here for the 2018 season?
Yeah, it started much earlier than summer. We, after last year, we pretty much started working the next week. We were in the weight room the next week, and all the guys just have been super dedicated and killing the weight room. And it's nice to see it pay off, so they know that we're not just teaching them the wrong stuff.
Right.
You know, it pays off. They're seeing that everything's working, and in the weight room, they could tell they're getting bigger, stronger, and faster. So they like flexing the mirror now.
Right.
So,
they're IG models. That's what we call them nowadays.
Right.
IG models. Yeah. So, but I know Coach B had a couple questions.
And to talk about that, Coach. So we'll talk a little bit about last year. Last year was your first year there, and like you said, it was an 0-10 campaign. Now that the kids have got, and I don't know how many kids returned from last year and they're back in the team this year. Now you got another year with these kids, and you were able to spend all summer with them. Are you starting to see the change of the culture and everything at the school, and now they're starting to become your guys?
Oh, absolutely. Just the confidence level that we had, and even going into the game, we felt pretty good about what we were doing. And our JV team also won like 46-0.
Oh, watch out! Well,
So,
put respect on it.
Yeah, so it was just a different confidence level, and even on campus, we could tell there's a little bit of a difference. And last year, it's tough. I don't know if you guys have ever been on a really bad team, but
I never played, so it didn't matter. So
I remember we had a tough team, and this, and you brought some kids here, and I'm sure we'll talk to them a little bit about it. But yeah, when you come on campus and the team's not playing well, everybody's looking at you, and you're on edge, you're ready to fight every day.
And what school was that didn't do well?
We're gonna do that. Okay, all right.
Once again, we have Coach Diesel in studio with us at a Royal Valley. One thing about the Eternal and I always say, if someone wants the facts and they want the stats, go somewhere else. We're here to have fun, a light show. One thing that I like, Coach, like I said, this is your second year here. Look at the swag that your players have now. I mean, they just came in. Yeah. You guys are geared up now. They
didn't even want to put anything on paper. They said, you supposed to already Google me already.
Right,
you know
right.
What I mean? You supposed to already know what's going on already.
Has that been a change as well? Because now that you're there and you're able to get, nice T-shirts and nice sweaters. We didn't see that last year. Is that something that you have been able to make a little, now that you have time? Because I know the first year coach, you're just trying to get all your things in play. So you're not really worried about things like that. But now that you have time, how is it? Because today you got time.
Today you got time.
Well, no, it's funny. I remember last time I came, I didn't even know the kid's name.
Right, you got to put the tape. You got to put the tape on the helmet.
You guys were like, introduce them all. I'm like, you guys got to introduce yourselves. It was like I had only been there for like a month at the time or 2 months. But, so just the time and everything's going much better this year. Just you guys can coach the second year coaching. It
takes a little bit.
It's night and day, man. It's
right.
Just getting used to everything. Getting used to the school, getting used to the coaches. Coaches got to get together and learn each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You got to learn how to dance.
So we got some new coaches, but the core of our coaches returned.
Has that been? And that's the thing. I know you were over with Coach. His name escapes me right now at Upland Christian. Coach. VP. Coach VP. You were with Coach VP, and that's one of the biggest adjustments that coaches say. Going from an assistant, you're just doing your positions, you're with your players, but now you're ordering helmets. Now you're ordering gear. Now you're setting up games. Has that, now that you have another year under your belt, has that gotten a little bit easier as well?
You know what? Where I'm at, my AD is great. So
okay.
He takes care of mostly all of that. So
there you go.
He's like, hey, I just come up in there and I just do my thing. I like that.
Yeah, well, and that's one thing he said. I just want you to coach football.
That's nice.
Told me that, but then I was like, when something happens, I'm like, well, you told me just to coach
right.
I'm gonna show you that email you sent me where it says just coach football. But you got some players, so let's get these players up.
The 1-0 players.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Respect
and they came in here, they didn't need no pens, no nothing. They said,
they came in.
Come on over here, players. Let's get you guys over here. And coach, go ahead and give them the headset so that way they can hear themselves. I know they listen to Drake and stuff. They say you gotta make sure they can hear themselves.
I don't want to be all in their feelings. You know what I mean?
All right.
Once again, Fox Sports. We're live. Fox Sports 1350.
So we have this is Jesse, right?
Yeah.
Jesse, go ahead, introduce yourself. Let them know your first and last name, position, and what school you go to.
All right, so I'm Jesse Webb. I play fullback / running back, and I'm also on defense. I play middle linebacker. And I've been at Royal Valley since for 2 years now. My second year.
So are you a junior or?
Yeah, I'm a senior now.
You're a senior? Okay.
So he's like, I done been there, done that
right,
already.
Right.
So talk about, now you guys, obviously, we know what the record was last year. You guys coming up as one of the leaders now. How exciting was it for you guys to get that victory last night?
It was super important to us because, like you said, we were like 0-10 last year. So we really didn't know what a win felt like for a long time. So to get that under our belt, it felt really good to all of us.
Did you take your jersey off and throw it in the crowd or anything? I mean, did y'all do nothing like that?
No, we got hyped together.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then now we got somebody else coming up here. We got that's our guy Jesse Webb. This Andrew. Andrew, correct?
Yeah. Andrew's got some size on him, man.
Andrew said he didn't have time.
Yeah.
Right. Andrew didn't have time because when he gave me the paper the first time, he was like, well, all you need to do is my name. You know what I mean? And
when we do the interview today, we got time.
Today we got time. So introduce first and last name, position, and how long you been going to your high school?
My name is Arrington and Eddie.
Hold on a second. The world can't hear you. You got to make sure the world can hear you. Go ahead. You were saying?
My name is Andrew Cardoso. I play offensive tackle. I've been there for 4 years.
Fantastic. Now, I'll ask you the same question. How important was it for you to get that victory after all that trials and tribulation you guys went through last year?
It was very important for us. It was very fine that night.
Fantastic. Now, tell me, now how's Coach out there? Because, Coach is coming in, and we know coaches he don't play, but he's also a good guy as well. Talk to us about how coach has been throughout the summer, getting you guys prepared.
They've been great. They've been coaching us great.
That's good stuff, man. Coach B, I know you.
Yeah. And that. So is this? Oh, did you play on the team last year?
Yeah.
Now to get that win, how did that feel when you guys got that win?
It felt great, man.
Yes. Yeah. So you're excited. So what are your thoughts of this season? So and we we don't want any bulletin board material because people listen to us. But who's the team this year where you saying, man, we're gonna get them too? Who do you have? There's got to be somebody you have
when you saw the schedule.
Yeah.
And you looked on the schedule. And
they gonna respect me.
I need them right there. You said
Yeah.
that's who I want right there. Who is it?
All of them. You want all of them.
See, look at
Oh,
he has a future in politics, right?
Right, right.
He said all three of them.
Right.
One right there, all of them. I like this guy here. Okay, well, you know what? Best of luck to you, Andrew Cardozo, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic, Andrew. We got quarterback in here, and I already knew this was quarterback already. I could already tell. I could just, the quarterbacks have a certain demeanor about themselves. Sir, introduce yourself, first and last name, position, and how long you been going to your school. Well, hold on.
Come on,
the world got to hear you.
There you go.
It's the audience out there.
My name is Spencer Barber, and I'm a senior. I play quarterback, and I've only been going to Arroyo Valley for a year.
Okay, so
he's got some height on him.
He has some height. Okay, so you weren't there last year, then you're saying? Okay, so what were you trying to? What school were you at last year? Don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Okay, talk to us about what were you trying to bring to the Arroyo Valley, to the school. That because again, you weren't there last year, so you didn't know what was going on. What was your position coming into this new season?
I guess just to lead the team to a great season, better than last year.
There you go. So I tell you, you got one more win this year than last year.
I was just about to say, you came in. So far, it's working. You know what I mean? So far, you can sit there and say, look what I did. Look what I brought to this football team. No, but now tell me, what do you think if you were to say, what is your team? I mean, how do you feel about this team right now? Do you think you guys can really kind of do some great things this year? How are you feeling about it as a player?
Yeah, I feel the team like they really want it this year. Like I can see it in their eyes. They've all been working hard at practice, and I thought we could actually do something this year.
Right. Now I have a question. I used to coach the quarterbacks when I was coaching.
He thinks he's a whisperer.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a quarterback.
Yeah, pretty
whisperer.
much. This I can always tell. The quarterback. So who's your favorite quarterback ever?
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. All right. You got a good quarterback. As long as you don't say Brady, I'm okay with that. Aaron Rodgers, that's a bad dude. That is a bad dude.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with turtleneck Tommy.
Here's the funny thing. So when Rodgers was at Cal and they were playing against USC at the time, my son was playing quarterback. And I said, don't look at Leinart. I said, that dude he's not gonna make it. I said, you look at Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And I knew then when he was at Cal that dude was going to be the truth.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
But, so now,
and I'm a USC guy.
Yeah, right. No, hey, respect the game. Now,
Put respect on.
Now, let me ask you this: is your thing passing, or is it just taking the ball and taking off and trying to get 50 on the ground? What is your thing?
I mean, I like both, but if I can pass the ball, I like to pass it.
Fantastic. Okay, right. I like this guy, man. Cool.
Now, when you got your receiver and you're gonna throw a fade in the end zone, do you wink at the DB and say, you about to be on under the radar? I mean, you do anything like that?
No.
All right.
Well, let's get Coach back in. Let's get Coach back in here. And again, already
Coach Neeson,
already surpassing last year. And Coach, now who do you guys have coming up next year? I mean, next week.
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino, the Cardinals.
That's gonna be a big one.
The Cardinals.
That's gonna be a big crosstown rivalry.
Week too. We play on Thursday.
Oh wow! Now, Coach, let me ask you this, and I know we have to watch what we say, obviously. But how are you feeling about the season being pushed up? I mean, as a coach,
I hate it.
Yeah.
You know what? The toughest part is for the freshmen.
Right.
And
right, because they're just coming in. Yeah.
They're not aware. Like some freshmen aren't aware that there's actually summer practice.
Right.
So we're really low on freshmen. Right
Interesting.
Now. We only have about between 15 and 20 and then you got to get at that point you got to get their physicals in and you got to make sure they're clear. And then they got to get their practice days in. So it's been rough this year.
Well, see,
he's supposed to be the franchise coach, and he's talking about practice.
He's talking about practice.
We're talking about practice.
But I appreciate that because a lot of we've had coaches on, and they've kind of been a little coy with us about that. And they said, well, it's okay, but I know it has to be tough because you got to, especially even if you have new guys coming in that may not understand like where the practices are, they're just coming in. So I imagine that must be tough. But again, so you guys got San Bernardino. What's the thought process about coming here trying to get game 2?
So we've already seen San Bernardino a little bit. They scrimmaged Fohai.
Okay.
So we have a little film on them. So we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys heard about our game last year with them, but it was there was a little incident at the end of the game.
We heard that game. I know it was them.
Yeah. We didn't. There was a little extracurricular activity.
Yeah. So and we thought without that happening, we were going to win the game.
I remember you said that. I remember you were like, man, it's.
I think I was on after that game.
If I'm not mistaken, 'cause I remember we talked about that in detail. Yeah. So
it's time for some get
there
back.
It is right there. Well, Coach, again, thank you so much. Best of luck. Keep us informed. The kids are coming in. You can see they want to get it. You got a new QB and a new swagger with the football team. So best of luck.
And you can see just the kids even this year that you can see the energy. Yeah. I can see the energy. And Coach, I know we're going to leave, but you are a Etiwanda Eagle. So how important was it for Etiwanda to get that game against Summit?
It's big, man. It's big.
All right.
You got to set the tone in game 1, and that's a crosstown rivalry, and that's you're not supposed to say the word recruiting, but that's a recruiting game.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. I like it. So and you're real close with Davis. So they're both Etiwanda Eagles. So it's all good.
That's good. Well, that's the great thing about it is the coaches have a good culture. And that's one thing I always try to advocate is that coaches having that culture where they can pick up the phone and call each other. So that's
absolutely.
Definitely.
So us Etiwanda Eagles got to stick together. But let's go ahead and I didn't go to Etiwanda. I'm just a parent. I'm a Downey Viking at heart. But it's all good. So we appreciate it. Coach Diesel, Arroyo Valley, 1-0.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys. It's going to be. I just see the energy, Coach. I see it. I see the difference, and I think this is your year. This is your year. We're going to do it. You ready to take a commercial break? Let's do this. You're listening to IE Sportsnet connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports 1350.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Prodexa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Prodexa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Prodexa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle scoresports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
What's up, world? This is your favorite comic, Tony Rock. And you're checking out Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports.
Live radio. We got a show to do, but it's okay.
I got a little excited. We got the local team in here. Gentlemen, close that door for me right there, real quick.
So you say local team? Where are you born and raised?
The great city of Riverside.
Okay.
You know, it's the people, the natives, what I call us, the people that have been here. We go by an assortment of names, but Riversidians.
Oh my.
The hierarchy, whatever you want to do, but. Give accolades. We need accolades.
You probably said y'all so important they named a county after you, huh?
Yes, we are great in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. Now, when you said the local team, we are talking about should we say Notre Dame or Notre Dame? I've always wondered what's the correct way to say it.
Did they bring him in the office and talk about the correct pronunciation?
Right.
Coach, go ahead and grab the microphone and introduce yourself to the Fox Sports Radio audience, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Coach Huerta. I'm the head football coach at Notre Dame.
Go ahead, put that mic up, Coach. Put that mic up, man.
There you go.
Man. It's your world today.
And just a little backstory. I know you're going to jump in,
Please.
but, I mean, we've been emailing and texting and calling. I know it's been a crazy week for you with the fires. I know everything has been, there's been some priorities. We appreciate you guys making time for us and coming in early.
We appreciate you guys having us. We love you guys. You guys support high school sports, and we love that.
Right. And then we appreciate you guys let us use your house. So that's always special when someone says, hey, come on and use my house. Come on in, you know?
Very, very gracious host. We appreciate that. We're able to go out there and check out the. Now, do you guys play on that field or do you practice on that field?
We just practice on that field.
Man, let me tell you something. If that is just a practice field, I went out there. I thought I could play. I mean, I almost went out there and tore the knee up. I was out there. I mean, I was like, hey, I almost felt the swagger again.
Yeah, that field wasn't 100 yards. So.
Well, I mean, I don't need to run 100 yards right now.
I'm just saying it'd be hard to play a high school game.
Let me tell you something. If I can run 30 yards right now, my age, I'm feeling really, really blessed.
And then we'll talk about why did we use that field?
We'll talk about that shortly. But today, I keep saying San Diego Chargers.
They're the Los Angeles
Chargers. And I'm sure the coach would hit me in my stomach because he met me yesterday. But yeah, the LA Chargers been really, really gracious with us. Brought in, we did the Play 60 for the community, for the kids of Riverside. And again, thank you guys so much for having us out there.
Wouldn't it happen without Notre Dame's support?
Yes. But Coach, let's talk about you though. You're coming in from a total different environment. Bringing the talents did like the LeBron James. They brought your talents to Riverside. Talk to us how this transition has been for you.
It's been awesome. I came back. I got hired in March, and I came from Servite as a defensive coordinator, and the boys have been awesome. I met them, and they were ready to work. We started off with 6 a.m. workouts. We've been working since.
Right.
We've had a long summer, and last night it showed off.
Yeah,
we worked our butts off.
And a really big time game for you, obviously playing. I know. Have you ever played that? Has the school ever played that school right there before?
Yes, they have.
They have. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. A little tradition. We play.
It's the Holy.
We play. Yeah. Well, it's the Xavier Prep and Aquinas, and we all three play each other.
Ah, I see. Okay. So that's obviously. Cause I know you guys in Aquinas is a big deal. I know.
Yes,
I was like, I wanted to make sure I didn't say that word much because I know the boys might want to start fighting and stuff like that. So I mean, I want to keep everything blessed. I know Sunday's tomorrow, and the Sunday's tomorrow. Let me keep everything right. But no, Coach, talk to us. As you said, big time game last night. 14 points for the Titans. Talk to us about the production of the team.
Yeah. So I mean, being a first year program right now. We're going to go through our bumps. We know that. But, we relied on our defense and we relied on our special teams. We got a huge blocked punt that put us at the 1 yard line that we were able to get in. and our offense, did what they had to do. Defense came up with 2 picks, and then most importantly, with 7 minutes left in the game, we put our offense on the field, and their defense didn't come back on the field.
Nice.
So that was the big thing. We closed the game out the way we wanted to.
Nice.
Now, Coach, you've only coached 1 game there. You're undefeated.
record is squeaky clean.
Right.
There you go.
Right. So, and coming out to the Inland Empire, were you familiar with the area before you came? Because a lot of people, I was born and raised in Southern California.
Don't start now, man. Come on now, because he's an LA import, man.
Right. I was born and raised in Southern California, and I thought everything out here was Riverside. So I had to become acclimated to the area. Has there been an adjustment? What's new? Have you gone to Baker's yet? That's what's important.
The boys,
there we go.
The boys got me to go to Baker's finally. So I'm not very familiar with the Inland Empire or even Riverside, but I am getting accustomed to it, and I love it.
Right.
It's awesome. I love Riverside. I'm excited for years and years to come.
Right.
Fantastic.
And the talent out here, there's so much talent out here. You think of just a litany of players that have come out here, the Sua Cravens, the Ronnie Lotts.
I came out?
Players that actually could play football. You think of all the players that done that. Our guy Munoz from Ontario.
Yes.
What was when you saw the talent level you got? And Notre Dame is stacked. What did you think about it when you saw that talent?
I remember the first time I met these guys, I was so excited. When you go into interviews, you look at your max preps, you want to see who's returning.
Right.
And I noticed we only were losing 1 or 2 linemen.
Right.
We were bringing back a quarterback. We were bringing back our running back, our main receiver. So I was stoked.
Right.
There's more talent than people know about.
Yeah.
Orange County gets a lot of love for what they do, but Inland Empire, they can play some football.
Oh, guaranteed.
Now, what's important to me is, I know you got a question.
Yes, sir.
When you look at the roster, this is what I played. Did you look and say, man, those bench warmers are incredible? Was that anything? Because that was me.
And let me tell you something. I was the best coming off the bench. Let me tell you something. Jersey stayed clean.
Right. Absolutely. They didn't have to worry about washing my stuff. And I say this to the players. I know you got some studs with you. Be nice to your bench warmers, man. They may have a radio show in 20 years.
Yeah.
So remember that.
But Coach, talk to us about the actual the program, the school. How have they ingratiated themselves with you and kind of like brought you in? Talk to us about the reception at the actual school.
No, it's been actually amazing. I came in and they kind of gave me the reins. They said, this is your program. I want you to do it the way you want. I came in. They weren't lifting at the time. They weren't doing 6 a.m. workouts. They're like, let's do it.
Right.
We were doing summer workouts for 4 or 5 hours. It was great.
Nice.
We're building a culture. We're building something special.
Right.
We're getting our name out there, and I think you're going to start seeing more kids at Notre Dame.
And you're a Pac-5 guy, so he knows that.
He seems like, hey, I brought that here.
Right.
So let's get the guys on. I saw the quarterback. I already knew that was quarterback. I saw the hair. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. Quarterback are synonymous with hair.
Right.
Have our guys come on up here. And so let me have you introduce yourself, name and position.
I'm Rodney Koenig. I'm the quarterback.
Is it me or did he just feel cool?
No, he did. He kind of brought this.
That's that.
Go ahead, introduce yourself.
I'm Jaden Rowe. I'm an athlete. I play everywhere.
I like that. I'm an athlete.
I don't have no position.
I'm rapper, producer, CEO.
Yeah,
Next guy.
My name is Ashton Osmond. I'm the wide receiver.
Wide receiver? Okay.
Got some height on it.
My name is Jacob Mercado. I play D-line and O-line.
Oh, so there's hair behind in there. Okay, I didn't know that. See, I didn't see. He had to pull back a little bit. I didn't know there was hair behind there. So this quarterback.
He's like, I'm not physically challenged like Coach B.
Right.
He's like, I still got
we wear hats around here, man, because our hairline. Our hairline is doing a little. Is playing hide and seek with us.
Right.
But quarterback, come on over here. Grab the mic, man. Act like Drake. So now, talk to us about, as you said, Coach has come in with a brand new coach. He said he's trying to establish a culture. What have you seen throughout the summer and where you guys are with this first victory? What have you seen as a quarterback?
Well, since we've had a lot of people come in, since Coach Huertas come in, I've seen a lot of bonding more with our team, a lot of mixture of what we had when we were sophomores with the seniors ahead. And we're just trying to show the freshmen exactly that we want everybody to bond together and pass it down from generations.
Now, one question I do want to ask. You got your receiver here with you. And you're on the goal line, and you're about to throw a fade. Do you guys start working on your dance routine when you say that DB? He gonna be on under the radar.
He's in trouble.
Yeah. Do you do the back flip? What do you guys do when you just know it's game time, baby?
You got him.
It just is what it is.
Now, I want to talk to you about the victory last night. What would you say was one of the main things main reasons why you guys were able to be victorious last night from a quarterback perspective?
He says me.
Right.
No, definitely our defense holding. We had 2 picks back to back. One was my little brother. One was
Hold it, little brother. What's the little brother's
younger
name?
brother. Your younger
No,
brother.
he said it right. He
What's
said
your
it right.
younger brother's
No,
name?
he said it right. Little brother, because he's a little brother. He don't want to guess. I'm older brother. You got it right, man.
Name drop your younger brother.
Aiden Koenig.
There you
number
go.
5.
There it is.
Number
So
5.
I'm sure that was big time for the family. He got a pick.
Yeah. He's doing good a lot. He's doing really well this season. He transferred back from Santiago. He was playing lacrosse, so he's doing well.
So I'm sure the family's excited about that. So let's get receiver on real quick. QB's ready to go. He got the sunglasses and stuff. I mean, my man is ready. So receiver, please again introduce yourself first and last name.
My name is Ashton Othman.
Now talk to us a little bit about this. How were you able to talk to us about that big time victory you guys had, and how were you able to make that happen?
Yeah, like Rodney said, it was all about that teamwork and that bonding, and basically it all came together. And it was most especially that the defense, we were holding them off, and it was just a great time.
Fantastic. And then again, what's some of the things you're trying to work on? Because again, obviously you're one of the leaders on the team. What's one of the things you're trying to establish to your younger players that are coming in?
For the younger players, we're just trying to make this a family. We're trying to make this bond, make it gel, so we can all go out as one.
I like that, man. So let's have our athlete come on. My man said he's an athlete. He said, whatever coach decides to play me, that's what I'm going to play. Now, again, I'll ask you the same question. What would you say, what did you see last night from that victory that had you really feeling good about the season?
I mean, we came out with just a different fire, a different look in our eyes than we usually have at practice,
right?
Which is something I was excited to see. So, yeah, I see my teammates getting up, and it's like, all right, let's go. Let's compete. Let's go be dogs.
Right.
And so that was definitely a positive thing I saw. And then our defense just clamped up all night.
Yeah.
What we needed. Now we just got to focus on our run game a little bit more, and we're going to be trouble for every team we play.
And that's what I was going to ask. My next question was going to be, because people are looking at you guys right now to kind of see what's going to happen in Riverside. So you guys have a lot on your back right now. So, I mean, how was that feeling? Because you guys are coming in and people are now like saying, hey, here comes Notre Dame. There's expectations. How you feeling about that?
I mean, I love it, to be honest. I love playing on the big stage, and I love playing at RCC because that's what we do. I love the big ball.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely feel like we could be one of the best teams in the Riverside, if not the best team in Riverside. We have a chance.
I like that. Fantastic. So let's have our guy come up here. He had the hair hidden. I couldn't see it at first. But let's go ahead and get the first and last name, please.
Jacob Mercado.
Mr. Mercado, man. Now again, tell me, Coach said the 6 a.m. workouts. You filling out the polo a little bit. How are you feeling about the 6 a.m. workouts?
I mean, it was what the team needed at the time. We needed to get better as one another. And, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to win, right?
Guarantee. Now, do you feel like that's paying off? Do you feel like that dedication is starting to pay off? Are you seeing it paying off?
Oh, yeah. All those guys that were in there, we all trust each other, and we're able to go out there and just trust each other.
Hey, you guys be nice to the guys that are benching 135. That was me out there. I had all the chalk on my hands and everything. And, I mean, that 135 come bouncing off the chest. It was something magical. Yeah, I'd be nice to those guys out there that are doing that, okay? I know you're doing something with the skills. You gotta be nice to those guys out there, the kickers and punters and stuff, man. So let's have Coach come back on real quick. Best of luck to you guys, okay? Fantastic. Now, Coach, obviously you don't no bulletin board material, but what are you teaching, talking to these kids about in terms of schedule? 'Cause I know some of the kids, they may be already looking at that Aquinas. Because is Aquinas next week?
Yeah, no. Next week we play Hillcrest.
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest at Hillcrest.
Ah, yes, and Hillcrest is an up and coming team as well.
They're very good football.
Yeah,
team.
so I mean, and they know new school trying to establish themselves. But how are you trying to talk to the kids about taking it one game at a time instead of going, where's Aquinas? Like
we're actually going one play at a time.
That's
and that's big for us. I know they're kids. They're gonna make mistakes.
Right.
But we got to turn the page. We got to go one play at a time. If we focus on one play at a time, we're gonna be a good football team.
Fantastic. Well, Coach, I tell you what, I like what I see. Already starting off with a victory. Please keep us up to speed on your progress. And again, best of luck, okay?
Thank you for having us.
Fantastic. That is the Notre Dame Titan. Am I saying that? Is it Notre or are we doing Notre? What are we doing? Notre Dame of Riverside. Because there's other Notre Dames out there, but I only know one, the Riverside team. So really excited to have you guys on the show. Again, it's Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Pradaxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our Four Seasons sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle ScoreSports. That's ScoreSports.
Box combo, please. At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love in the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
This is Rubble in town from BlackSportsOnline.com, and I'm out here with Fox 1350.
We are Fox Sports.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios inside Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, E. Turno, right here live. So check it out. Again, we're coming off of a spectacular game of the week with Etiwanda and Summit. Really excited about that. Myself and Coach B were calling the game, so you guys are able to hear all the Etiwanda home games right here live on your affectionate sports station, Fox Sports 1350. But again, without further ado, we do have a very special guest. This man is a man wears many hats, but I mean a talented gentleman. But please go ahead and introduce yourself to the Fox Sports Radio audience.
Well, good morning, Dio Salcido, live with E.
How you doing, man? It's good to see you. You know, I know we've been going back and forth trying to get you in.
Yes, sir.
But you were doing some spectacular things. But you know, because when you said sports, I was like, wait a minute, that's not what you do. I don't. But your career has transitioned. But talk to our audience a little bit about where you were and kind of like where you are right now.
Well, I'm a Riverside homegrown resident, born and raised.
Hold on a second. I think we have our host calling right here. He said that's caller. You're live on air.
Yes, absolutely. I don't mean to interrupt the show.
You are interrupting the show.
I don't want my fans to get upset and think that I just left them hanging. Coach B had some things that he had to tend to and take care of. But I want the fans of the Inland Empire to know that Eternal did not finally run me off.
No. I've been telling them that. I got that in already. So we if you didn't call, we'd have been doing just fine. You know what I mean? But you know the card messed up the floration already, man. But again, Coach B, as you said, we're gonna be out of there. But Coach B, tell everybody where I'm gonna be at today.
I know you're gonna be in Southern California. I'm not sure where.
Both up.
If people can hear the sound of my heart breaking, my favorite team is the Los Angeles, not San Diego Chargers. They're the Los Angeles Chargers.
Man,
Eternal, this is the third time you've gone to see them. I'm starting to think that you're starting to be a part of the fight for L.A.
Well, it's not just a fight for L.A., it's a fight for Southern California. And the team has really been good with me, so thank you so much, man. But again, Coach B, we appreciate you calling in. And, man, look.
Don't try to rush me off the show, man.
Man, get out of here, man.
You see how he's trying to get me off the air.
You see
how he does?
I have a broom, and I'm trying to sweep him off the floor right there.
Well, y'all do your thing. Like I said, have a good show. I want the fans to know that I will be back next week.
No, you
I'm
won't.
headed to a secret location. Well, next week, we're working on, we should be at the Clippers.
Oh, yes. Next week we will be on location. So you guys make sure you stay in contact with us. We will be on location for the Agua Caliente Clippers block party. So we're going to be out there for that. Look, Greg Hollow's like, I didn't know that.
Since you want me to get off the show, I guess I'll go ahead and cry a little bit.
Yeah, man.
I'll be done because you're going to see the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes, for their first home game.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay. Thanks, man.
He's a little salty about that. That's Coach B right there, ladies and gentlemen. But again, big shout out to Coach B. As he said, he's out there, man, making moves. And again, without his hard work and dedication, we wouldn't have got that deal. So a big shout out to Coach B. Able to make that deal happen. And again, for the third year, we're calling the Etijuana football games. But again, we are here without further ado with Dio Salcedo. And we were talking about, again, as I was saying to you, a man that wears many hats, but kind of bring our audience up to speed about how you've gotten to where you are right now, because I know there's a story behind that.
Okay. Well, I'm a homegrown, guy. Went to North High School.
Yes.
Home of the Huskies.
Yes.
I was an athlete. Not very good student. Somehow managed to get into college. I went to UC Irvine.
Yes.
Played baseball at UC Irvine for a couple of years.
Nice.
And then finished my undergraduate career out at University of Redlands.
Okay. A really good school.
Yeah. 2 weeks after I graduated, I was at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Wow.
Did a master's degree there. Came home. Didn't want to stay in 29 below. Figured I could get into a PhD program.
Right.
2 years later, I finally did get accepted into a program. But in the interim, and I don't remember how I got into this, but I got into a band.
Right.
Within 6 months, as bands go, guys in the band departed.
Right. They want to go. They want to do the solo career.
I don't know. But and as a matter of fact, here's a little trivia. The first saxophonist in my band was a guy named Saul Miller. Saul Miller is the oldest of the Miller families.
Of the Reggie Miller and yes, Sharon, all those, yes.
Right? Saul was an outstanding saxophonist, but he was in the Air Force.
Okay.
So he transferred out 6 months. So it then became my band. So for a couple of years, I played at a place called the El Gato Gordo on University Avenue.
Oh, taking them way back.
Right? I had a 4-year gig there.
Nice.
So anyway, 2 years later, I get accepted to UC Riverside. It took me about 4 or 5 years to get through the program. I got through my coursework, written exams, oral exams.
Mm-hmm.
All I had left to do was my dissertation,
Mm-hmm.
which I did end up finishing. But at that moment in time, I got a call from the guitar player in the group who called and said, "Hey, Dio, would you like to go out on the road?" And without even hesitating, absolutely, because I was broke, disgusted, right? So I didn't even ask who it was. Well, it turned out to be legendary 10-time Grammy Award winner George Benson.
But do.
There you go, right? So I ended up finishing my dissertation on the road, and I ended up staying on the road for 8 more years. So a total of 10 years, but 17 years total with George Benson.
Wow.
So year 5, I'm out on the road, and in jazz, you're in a different city, different country every single night.
Right.
Very grueling.
Yeah.
And also, the instrument I play, I'm a percussionist, so
right.
I beat on things.
Oh, man. So your hands. Oh, yeah, your hands and stuff. Yeah.
So, year 5, I'm tired. We're somewhere in Europe, and I remember looking out at the crowd. We're getting ready to start the show. We're on stage. They're getting ready to introduce George, and I look out at the crowd, and they don't look like they're into it.
Yeah.
I'm tired. It's hot. It's humid. I'd already developed a list of reasons why I couldn't perform.
Right.
So anyway, so then we hear the announcer, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Benson." And I looked over, and I remember this to this day. He came out from the side, and his eyes were as big as saucers.
Right.
And I looked at him, and the level of intensity and energy and enthusiasm and passion that he had was off the charts.
Right.
And I went, man, because I had stopped paying attention after year 5.
Oh yeah.
So every night after that, I started paying attention, and every night he came out and was just killing it.
Yeah.
And I exercised every day. I had a suitcase with vitamins, protein, carbohydrates, you name it.
Right.
Didn't drink, didn't smoke.
Right.
And he was killing me.
Right.
And I said, man, it can't be physical.
Right.
It's not physical, so it has to be mental.
Right.
So in 1994, I decided to come back to UC Riverside. I knew Jack Smitherin, who was the baseball coach, and John Macy, who was the basketball coach.
Exactly who John Macy is.
I asked him if I could volunteer to learn this field of sports psychology. I then partnered with some sports psychologists that I met. Gary Mack, rest his soul, he was the sports psych guy with the Mariners and the Phoenix Suns. And Ken Ravizza, who just passed away at Cal State Fullerton, he was the chief guy with the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Angels.
Right.
Those 2 guys were my mentors.
Knocking stuff over in there.
Yeah. So they allowed me, they took me under their wing, allowed me to learn the craft. That was in 1994. So 24 years later, I'm still doing sports psychology consulting, but in the last few years, I've branched out, and I now work with a lot of businesses.
Right. And so, we were just talking off air about the mentality, how you said you're able to use that sports psychology, and you can it's that sports philosophy works in a lot of different areas. We were talking about the baseball player who comes up and may strike out 4 times, but then he's right back up to bat with an opportunity to win the game, and you kind of have to have that wiped out of your mind. What is some of the things you talk to? What is like the thing that you most when you go out and you talk to and you're using your sports psychology skill? What's the thing that resonates the most? Like what you have to kind of talk to coaches and players about?
Well, there's 2 things. One is what is it that you do? I asked them the question. What is it you do to get yourself ready to perform?
Right.
So really what I'm asking is, what's your routine? What's your pre-performance routine?
Right.
Right. The people who are the best at what they do all have routines.
Yes.
Right. And what's in it, we can debate that all day long.
Right.
We say in sports psychology, there's no right way, only your way.
Right.
Because athletes are the most superstitious, illogical, irrational.
Very.
Put your left sock on first on game day,
yeah.
then the right, eat a half a Snickers.
Very ritualistic.
Right?
Yes.
So we talk about pre-performance routines. What is it you do to get yourself ready to perform?
Okay.
And then the only other thing I talk about is, well, what's the routine you have during a performance when you're out of sync, out of control, when you're stressed, when you're anxious, when you're fearful, when you're failing?
Yeah.
What's your go-to mental strategy? So there's only really 3 or 4 things that I ever talk about anymore. When it comes to pre-performance routine, what is it you do to get yourself ready to perform? The best elite performers are all goal setters.
Right.
They don't wait to be told. They show up with a goal.
Right.
They're not reactive. They're proactive.
Right.
When they're proactive, they're assuming responsibility for what's going to happen today. That's a big difference in the mindset.
Yeah.
Then we talk about visualization.
Yes.
Which everybody has heard about.
Oh, yes.
But there's actually science behind it. And the science is that the brain can't distinguish between what's real versus imagined. So anything that you imagine, the brain will treat as if it were actually happening, which means you just had another successful, positive experience. So the point is to try to get in as many of those as you can.
as you can.
That's the goal.
Right.
Right. We can't possibly get enough of those in physically in practice or in a game.
Right.
But when you do have those, I mean, you feel better about yourself.
Oh, certainly.
Builds confidence and so forth. So we want to try to get as many of those by duplicating that experience mentally to store those in our mental warehouse. So to
Certainly.
speak. So I talk about that. The only other things that I talk about is what to do when you have negative experiences.
Yes.
Right. So when you're failing.
Oh, yeah.
When you're out of sync, the voice that gets in your head gets more frequent and
Yes.
louder.
Yes. You
Right?
can't do it. You're messing up.
Right. Right. He's got my number, man.
Yep.
I can't. So the first thing we say is that's like digging a hole, and it's a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Right. You're digging a hole. The first thing you should do when you find yourself digging a hole is to stop.
Right.
Now, you either write stop somewhere.
Yes.
Right on your hand.
Right.
You see a stop.
Right.
Make a sign.
Right.
See stop. Say stop.
Right.
But the point is, negative thought pops up. You got to stop it. So I
Right.
stop. Now
Right.
you got to replace it with what?
A positive thought.
Okay. This is where coaches are infamous. Where if you walk into a locker room,
Oh, yeah, they got the stuff on the
on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Fly,
yeah.
soar like an
Oh,
eagle.
yeah.
But that doesn't work all the time for you or me because
Right.
they put it up because there was something in there was inspirational to them.
Right.
So what I tell athletes, you have to have your own
Right.
slogan, motto,
Something.
quote, Bible verse, because here's the science. Your brain, you can't think of two things at the same time.
Got
Right.
it.
So I always tell them, take the concept good and bad.
Right.
Right. Try to think of good and bad at the same time. Now you could go good, bad, good, bad, good, bad,
Right.
good, bad,
Right.
but you can't think of good, bad at the same time.
Simultaneously.
So at the moment that I say I'm a champion, I can't possibly thinking at that moment, man, dude's got my number.
Yeah.
So the routine is negative pops up, stop, I'm a champion. Oh my God, stop, I'm a champion. Oh my God. Now you got to practice that. And by
Yeah.
the way, we're talking about learned skills.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Mental
yeah.
skills are learned
Oh,
skills
yeah.
that you have to practice to get better at. So that's number 3. The only other thing that I talk about is that you have to be in control. You have to learn how to control your breathing. You have to be in control of your breathing to be in control of your performance.
Right.
Because when you get stressed and anxious, what changes?
Oh, yeah, you're
Right?
breathing. I
Right?
mean, so the
right?
anxiety builds up.
So the heart
Right.
speeds up, then the thinking speeds up, then the breath speeds up.
Right.
And you have to learn how to consciously slow down your breathing
Right.
to be in control of your performance.
That's really good stuff. And again, we're right here live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350 with Dial Salcedo, sports psychologist. Psychologist, I can say that, correct?
Well, technically, I'm a sports psychology consultant.
Consultant.
Yes.
There we go. We'll make sure we'll keep everything by the book. Now, it's funny you say that because in sports, you see this all the time. You'll see guys like, I take a guy, for instance, Tom Brady, 40 years old, and the thought process is, how are you still doing it? Because most 40-year-olds can't compete like that. But one of the things that you say is he's able to slow the game down. You'll see a lot of athletes, when they talk about how they perform, they say the game it starts to slow down a little bit. And that kind of goes back to what you were saying about, if it's going fast, that anxiety is building up.
Mm-hmm.
And you see those guys that are able just to go on at and again, it hasn't anything to do with physical stuff. I mean, Tom Brady is not the most physical dominant guy. He didn't take his shirt off and, everybody drops dead,
Right, yeah.
but how that somehow he's able to, he has that mental thing over that game. What is it you see in or are those examples that you can use
Sure.
like that when you talk to people about?
Sure. I was just listening to, linebacker, Hall of Fame, Ravens.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis.
I call him Ray Preacher Lou.
Right. I was just listening to stories about him yesterday where they were talking about his routine before a game the next day.
Interesting.
Yeah, all the guys have routines.
Yeah.
Right. And so he would sit there. They said he would light candles. He would visualize, go through this routine of how it was going to feel when he hit that guy as hard as he was going to hit him. So their routines are very, very specific. And I guarantee you, all those guys either have a pre-performance routine, they have strategies that they're going to use when they get out of sync in a game, and I guarantee after a game that a lot of those guys are going through post routines.
Right.
You know who does that a lot? I work with F-16 pilots.
Okay.
And you've seen the Blue Angels.
The Blue Angels, yes.
Right? There's a video where they sit down at a table, they close their eyes, and the guy that's barking out the orders.
Yeah.
Everybody close their eyes, and they have their hand like on the throttle.
Right.
And he starts going through the sequence, and you see those guys, their face grimacing.
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
deal. They go through the whole show, then they walk out, they do the show, then they come back in the room and they go over the show again and they fix everything that
Interesting. Well, you have to, because people don't think about that. And I'm always fascinated by airplanes. I live near March Air Force Base, and I'm always, even when I see the planes land, I'm always about to call the wreck on the freeway.
Right.
I want to see the planes come in. But as you said, people don't know how exhilarating that is. You're flying an airplane, and you can kind of get lost in the sauce up there, and all of a sudden that plane's going down.
Well, I had the guy F-16 pilot come in my class that I teach at UCR, and I didn't know this, right? The amount of information that they have to process.
Oh yeah.
Is first of all, they have that helmet,
right, and
it has a little control that your eye retina can control the screen.
Wow.
In your helmet. It's a $100,000 helmet. So that's one screen.
That's number one.
Right. Then in the cockpit, they've got three other screens.
Right.
So on this screen, he might have his guys flying with him.
Yeah.
On this one, the bad guys.
Yeah.
On this one, missiles coming up.
Right.
Right. And he's also flying at 500 miles an hour. Right. He's got the ground control radio guy in the left ear. He's got all his other guys in the right ear. He's also got 2 joysticks. Right. This one has 7 buttons. This one has 8. They all have different
functions,
right? Just like your joystick, when you're
playing the game or something,
right? So, but this one is bombs.
Yeah.
This one is guns. This one, and
so you don't want to mess up. You don't want
to. 8, 7, 3 screens. Screen here, 500 miles an hour, 18 inches apart sometimes.
Wow.
How about that?
Yeah, that's something. I mean, and you never, for us, you never think about stuff like that. But we're going to go to break real quick. We're going to come back. We have DL Salcedo. We're going to talk more about sports psychology and how it affects athletes out here and some of the stuff you're talking to high school kids about. Again, it's Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350. I am your host, Eternal. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Pradaxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our 4-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her 4 Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah! No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, 4 Seasons sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for 4 Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Box combo, please. At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand-battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
What's up, world? This is your favorite comic, Tony Rock. You're just checking out Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports.
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios inside Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal. We are live right here with DL Salcedo, sports psychology consultant. Huh? Look at that. Look at that. There it is right there. We were talking about, we talked a lot about athletes and people that are, and how you go in and how you use your skill set to talk to them. But let's talk about in the high school area. You do talk to high school kids, high school coaches. There's a different culture. You and I were talking about that. How the normal football coach, aggressive. He's kind of he's slobbering at the mouth, snot's coming out, and he's aggressive with the kid. Just briefly, in 30 seconds, if you can, talk to us about how you have to kind of talk to those guys about that process.
Well, I have to sell them, first of all, on what it is that I do. And really with coaches, it's a trust factor.
Right.
They all are control freaks, and that's not necessarily a negative thing. But I just really have to sell them on what it is that I do.
Right.
So I usually go in and do an hour 15 presentation.
Got it.
Before I even start working.
Talking,
And then I just hang around.
Yeah.
We were talking about John Smith.
Right.
I used to hang around the gym for a month before I ever started working with athletes to gain trust.
Interesting.
Relationships.
Right. You got to build that relationship.
But there's nothing different. The only thing that changes is the language.
Interesting.
I've changed the language,
Right.
but same concept.
Right. Now, for people that are listening, that are like blown away like I am about what you do and the details, how do they get in contact with you?
Well, they can go to my website. It's performersassist.com. I also have a Twitter handle, which I need to be better at.
Right. Hey, let me tell you something. You better. Ask these kids right here. See, every last one. I got a phone attached to their neck.
Sports Talk Doc is my Twitter handle.
Now, just do that one more time. Now, spell it out for everybody.
So it's sports, right? Then talk. TALKDOC.
Okay.
Sports Talk Doc.
And we got to get out of here. It's IE Sportsnet and Fox Sports Radio. Thank you to all our guests. We had a Royal Valley, Notre Dame, and my guy, D.L. Salcedo. We out of here.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
You are tuned into the new home for IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio, 1350 a.m., IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning, 8 a.m.